Another national championship game and another near record low. This has become a trend now in college football. In the last 5 years, 3 of the 5 national championship games have made the top 5 as the least watched games on record. Question is, why? I can understand something like Georgia TCU from a few years ago setting record lows. No one cares about TCU outside of wherever the hell they're located in Texas. But the matchup was not the problem this year. Ohio State, Notre Dame, they are 2 of the most high-profile teams in the country. So how can they rank 5th on the list of the least watched national championship games with just over 22 million viewers? Well, KC, it's the cord cutting, damn it. These damn Gen Z kids, they refuse to get cable. Maybe cord cutting has something to do with it. ESPN's only available in 65 million homes instead of the 90 to 95 million they were available in 10 years ago. In all fairness, that is a massive drop, but from my understanding, the ratings are now including streaming numbers. So the 22.1 million that watched Monday night, that includes the people that watched through ESPN Plus or whatever other streaming service it was on. Perhaps competition played a role in diminishing the size of the audience. That's right, KC. There was stiff competition Monday night on TNT. TNT aired an exciting doubleheader featuring the elite athletes and Unrivaled. Yeah, I don't think the 150,000 people who wasted their time watching Unrivaled had any impact on the national championship game. However, cable news coverage of the inauguration of Donald Trump, it likely did have an impact. Some people are blaming the schedule. Some are claiming that the national championship being played in late January instead of where it's traditionally scheduled, the Monday after New Year's. Some are claiming that the broken tradition turned people away. Others are saying that the matchup between the 5th and 6th ranked teams caused the lack of interest. I can understand some of these other reasons. I don't understand that one. Ohio State and Notre Dame, they could be unranked and they should still be able to draw big ratings. More than likely, it's a combination of reasons that led to the national championship and its declining ratings the last 5 years. But as I've been reading through the excuses this afternoon, there's one reason that I have not seen the media mention, and it could be having a major impact on college football. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. If you happen to stumble upon this video, be sure to check out my main channel, Behind the Line. Link to the main channels in the description below. I'm starting to wonder if NIL is having a detrimental impact on college football. Now, just to be clear, I support the players getting paid. For decades, the networks, the universities, they were allowed to make billions of dollars while the players had to get paid under the table. If a booster gave a player a Pop-Tart, his ass got suspended, possibly even kicked out of school. So I have no problem with the players getting paid. My problem with NIL is the transfer portal, more specifically, the complete lack of regulation. If you're like me and you grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, you remember how big college basketball used to be. Today, college basketball's in the mainstream for 3 weeks in March. 20 years ago, college basketball, it was important throughout the season. The early season tournaments in November, conference play starting in January. College basketball was a big deal. Do you remember what killed it? Do you remember what ruined college basketball? One and done. The players leaving after one season. We used to follow stars from freshman year to junior or senior year. By the time they got to the NBA, they were superstars. Today, 99% of the players in the NBA draft, they're completely unknown. Think about it. Who was the number 1 pick in the draft last year? Happened 5, 6 months ago. I'd be willing to bet most people don't remember. One and done removed the stars from college basketball in a sport that is heavily reliant on star power to maintain its relevance. Now, it doesn't have as much of an impact on football, but I think the transfer portal is having a negative impact. It's hard to keep up with the players from season to season. 5 years ago, going into the season, I could tell you the starting quarterback at LSU, Auburn, Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, Notre Dame. Today, who in the hell knows? Players are transferring in December before their team plays a meaningless bowl game, and I don't blame them. Players are moving around all over the country. One year, Bo Nix is at Auburn. The next year, he's at Oregon. The players are chasing the money. Whoever pays the most, that's where they're playing. In a sport that is heavily built on tradition, I'm starting to wonder if the influx of money is turning people away. There are kids in college football playing for 3 or 4 programs before they lose eligibility. Notice I didn't say before they graduate. It just makes it harder to follow. Imagine if every year in the NFL, franchise quarterbacks were changing teams. Wouldn't be as interesting. As a Saints fan, I wanted Drew Brees to play his entire career in New Orleans. I didn't want one great year with Drew Brees, and the following season he's playing for the damn Falcons. Like I said, I don't mind the players being paid what they're worth, but there's got to be some kind of regulation. If a kid signs with Texas, then he should be contractually obligated to stay for 2 or 3 years. That's how it works in the NFL. It's how it works in the NBA. That's how it works in every professional sport besides college football and basketball. But Casey, those aren't professional sports. Yes, they are. But you tell me, NIL started in 2021. Ratings for the national championship have set record lows in 3 of the last 5 years. The playoff matchups were atrocious this year and heavily criticized. Is NIL damaging college football? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.